In a surprising twist, the San Francisco 49ers may be considering a major shakeup in the receiving corps, and fans are buzzing with anticipation. What happens when a star player's production dips and the competition heats up? Could this be the end of an era for one of our key offensive weapons? Join me as we dive into the implications of this potential trade and what it means for the future of our team. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like so you never miss a moment of 49ers action. Coming off a tough 6-11 season, the San Francisco 49ers are at a crossroads. And one of the major decisions looming over the franchise is whether to trade wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Now, I know many of you are passionate about Deebo. He's a fan favorite, and rightfully so. But let's take a hard look at the situation. Deebo had the worst season of his career statistically, with only 51 receptions for 670 yards and a mere 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's a far cry from the electrifying playmaker we all know he can be. In the previous season, he was a key contributor with 60 catches, 892 yards, and 7 touchdowns. We all saw the potential he has to change games. What's even more concerning is how his production didn't improve, even when other star players were sidelined. Brandon Ayuk, who was out for a good portion of the season, was supposed to be Deebo's safety net. But instead of stepping up, we saw George Kittle and Jawan Jennings emerge as the main targets for quarterback Brock Purdy. Kittle racked up over 100 yards, while Jennings was right behind him with 975. So, where does that leave Deebo? He's got 1 year left on his contract. And with the emergence of these other players, it seems there might not be a significant role for him in the 49ers offense moving forward. From the 49ers' perspective, now might be the best time to consider trading Deebo. His value is still somewhat intact, despite the down year, and teams are always looking for dynamic playmakers. The market for wide receivers is incredibly competitive right now. So, if you're John Lynch, why not capitalize on that? With Ayuk returning and the potential for new talent coming in through the draft, the 49ers might be better off looking to the future rather than holding onto a player who may not fit into their evolving offensive strategy. And let's not forget the financial aspect. If they trade Deebo now, they can free up some cap space and possibly bring in a solid return. It could be a win-win situation for both sides. But, honestly, I'm torn on this. Deebo has been such an integral part of this team and our identity. His ability to run the ball and catch passes makes him a unique weapon. It's hard to let go of someone who has had such a significant impact on the field and in the locker room. One team that could be a great landing spot for Deebo is the Denver Broncos. They struggled offensively last season, and adding a player of Deebo's caliber could provide the spark they need. With quarterback Bo Nix and wideout Courtland Sutton developing chemistry, adding a dynamic playmaker like Deebo could enhance their offense significantly. Imagine Deebo terrorizing defenses in Denver while the 49ers could potentially reload their roster with more young talent. As we dive into the latest news surrounding our beloved San Francisco 49ers, it's clear that this offseason is shaping up to be a pivotal one. With Charvarius Ward on the move, potentially headed to the Minnesota Vikings or New England Patriots, the cornerback position suddenly becomes a significant point of focus for the Niners. Pro Football Focus has projected several potential unrestricted free agents, and while there are names being floated, one in particular stands out: Carlton and Davis. Now let's be clear, there's a lot of chatter about Davis being an upgrade over Ward. But honestly, I'm torn about that notion. Ward has proven himself time and time again as a borderline elite cornerback. He's been a cornerstone of our secondary, and to think we could just replace him with someone who has never played a full season since being drafted in 2018. It raises some serious red flags for me. Davis has some skills, no doubt. He's competitive and can excel in press coverage. But when you look at the stats side by side, the argument for him being an upgrade falls flat. Ward has shown remarkable durability and consistency, missing 0 games in 2 seasons prior to this past year. On the other hand, Davis's injury history is concerning. He's only managed to play a maximum of 14 games in a season. If availability is a priority, and it absolutely should be, signing Davis feels like a gamble. Let's break down their performances. Yes, Davis is the same age as Mooney, but he misses tackles at a higher rate and allows more yards per target. Meanwhile, Ward has consistently shown the ability to make plays on the ball. The evidence suggests that Davis, while competitive, might not bring the same impact as Ward did for us. If tiers exist in the cornerback landscape, Ward and DJ Reed are firmly in one, and unfortunately, Davis seems to be a notch below. And let's consider the financial implications here. Over the cap projects Davis's annual price to be around $14.5 million. Given his injury history and the question marks surrounding his overall play, the 49ers might be better off exploring other options. Maybe they should even look to the NFL, draft for a fresh talent who can step in and contribute right away. Now, I understand that Davis will likely have his fair share of suitors out there. He has shown flashes of talent, and teams could be willing to overlook his injury past for a chance to secure a competitive cornerback. But for the Niners, this feels like a risky move. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. There's a part of me that wants to see the team make a splash in free agency, but at what cost? The decisions we make now will have lasting implications for the future of the franchise. We need to build a solid foundation, especially with the NFC West becoming increasingly competitive. The stakes are high, and we need smart, calculated moves to ensure we're not just competitive on the field, but also sustainable for the long haul. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Let's get a conversation going about the path the 49ers should take this offseason. Should we roll the dice on Davis, or is it time to look elsewhere? Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates on our San Francisco 49ers. And please activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. We've got a lot to discuss as this offseason unfolds, and I can't wait to hear from all of you. Let's keep the faith and stay united as we support our team through this exciting journey ahead.